Morning, everybody. 8:10 a.m. January 16th. In Jersey here, we got some snow. My daughter's school's closed. It's only a little dusting, though. It's not much. Last year, we barely had anything. Um, Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody had a good weekend. All right, there's some NFL playoffs on the weekend. Not a lot of great games, except one. Detroit and LA. The Rams and the Lions. So, other than that, this market finds itself down a little bit this morning. Lot going on, a couple big news items happening, and we'll get into all of it, right? Without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use volume profile and market profile to find structure in the market, as well as supply and demand, the gamma exposure levels. Also, use the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the preceding day. This all helps me find what side I want to be on if you put a trade on. Okay, it really helps me just look at the market really quickly, find structure, because the market basically is a big auction. Okay, and right now that auction is in balance. The market's agreeing on a price, and we have to see if we can move away from that price and get higher prices or lower prices. Okay, that's all it is. At the end of the day, it's an auction. All right. So, subscribe if you haven't already. Set an alert. That would mean a lot. All right. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. All right. That would help. As always, you can follow me on X at Gonzo719. All right. Now, what we could do right now, we can get right into futures watch list. Okay. We don't have too big of data releases this week. We do have a lot of Fed speak. Fed speak is a lot of Fed speak this week. All right, so let's see what kind of tone that they want to give us. They want to be hawkish. They want to be dovish. We got to see. Let's look at the futures here. And we got the VIX up 4.3% at 13.82. Okay, crude. A lot of Red Sea stuff going on. Crude is up 0.95, but still in a really bottoming out phase. Not really having much direction in crude. Dollar is at 103. Okay, it's up 0.84%. Okay, 10-year yield. All right, should rise a little bit today. 30-year bonds are being sold. The Dow is down 0.17. ES down 0.32. Nasdaq's down 0.41. I just said 30-year bonds down 0.58. Gold still holding above 2K, but that is down with the dollar going up. So silver's down 0.7. Russell's down 0.73, the weakest of the indexes there. Okay. Ether's down 0.84, and Bitcoin is down 1.8%, 1.08%. Okay. Let's move on. Stocks I like to day trade and swing trade. All right, we got AMD. AMD's flying high, up 1.53%. Actually, trying to figure out why. Doesn't matter. It's up 1.66% as we speak. Microsoft's up 0.73. It's taken off, right? All-time highs. Now it's the largest, I believe, market cap. Took over Apple. Nvidia is just nuts, up 0.29. All right. I saw Amazon's laying off some Audible employees. Okay, some more layoffs happening. Now let's go to the laggards here. We got Tesla is been getting hammered. Okay, down to 215 right now. It's down 1.38%. Elon Musk said he's not going to do anything with AI unless he gets 25% of the voting. People not liking that. Apple. Okay, Apple just did price cuts on its phone in China because of low demand. Apple's down 1.65% pre-market. Okay, it's a very heavy weighting in the Nasdaq. All right, in the S&P. Baba is down 1.92%. Boeing still grounding that airplane that had faultiness. right? That is just keeps tanking, right? And if you look to the left in Boeing, it has a very poor structure, so it's not really going to have much support on the way down. It is about to hit its 200-day moving average, or I believe it's below it right now. I have to make sure of that. That's what's going on there. Let's move on to top sector stocks. Right, Goldman Sachs reported earnings. I believe they had record profits. Morgan Stanley, I believe, missed revenue, but they're up. All right, Home Depot have an upgrade. That's where they're up. And let's go down to some laggards here. Um, Salesforce is really the laggard with Qualcomm and Johnson & Johnson. Okay, moving on to the sectors. All right, let's see. What's the leader? Not a leader. Nothing's really leading anything right now. All right, and what do we got? Laggards, technology. There's your Apple, your Microsoft, your Nvidia. Um, Discretionary. That's your Amazon, Home Depot, and Tesla. Financials, obviously Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. Okay, that's down. Now PNC had bad earnings. Okay, all right. So we'll get into the earnings this week because we still have um, earnings going on, right, for banks. Let's look at that. We'll get into the news right now, which soon will include economic calendars, some news, some earnings. So let's look at the earnings. Okay. We had Goldman Sachs this morning reported. Morgan Stanley reported. Okay. What else? PNC, like I said, had bad earnings. First Bank, Guarantee Bank and Trust. All right. After the close today, you got Interactive Brokers. All right. What else do we got tomorrow? Charles Schwab, U.S. Bancorp, Citizens Financial Group. Okay. Tomorrow, after the close, Discovery. Right. Thursday, we have Texas Capital Bank, M&T Bank. Okay. First Horizon, Key Bank. Just a lot of financials going on, right? Let's see, more banks. Just a lot of banks this week. All right, then before they open on Friday, we have Ally. All right, so financials taking a hit, even though some are obviously doing good. Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan is down. So it's a little mixed bag. And this market, when we get into it, is really just in a range. It's balancing. Okay. So why don't we look at the economic calendar together? Okay. Let's do that. And what's on tap today? We got New York Empire State Manufacturing Index drops at 8:30. All right. We got Fed Waller speaking at 11 a.m. All right. Wednesday, retail sales. Then a lot of Fed speak. Barr, Bowman, Woods, Williams. Okay. Thursday, Bostic speaking 7:30. Initial jobless claims, Philly Fed. Then Bostic speaking again. All right. And then Friday, we got Michigan consumer sentiment, existing home sales. Okay. Fed Bar speaking and Fed Daily speaking. So that's what we kind of have on tap for that. Okay. Let's get into some news. All right. So here, excuse me. Here's Musk wants 25% voting control at Tesla before filling AI goal. People are not liking that. Okay. Let's see. Microsoft CEO comfortable with OpenAI nonprofit despite Altman ouster. All right. Now, some things to note here. Let's see. There's the Apple news, right? Smartphone makers offering rare discounts on its iPhones in China. Cutting retail prices by as much as $70 amid growing competitive pressure. All right. Very interesting. Okay. There's the Boeing. Planemaker will add further quality inspections for the 737 MAX after a mid-air blowout of a cabin panel. All right. Just trying to see. Now, here's something with semis. So, Taiwan Semiconductor, the company is expected to report a 23% drop in fourth quarter profit on Thursday. Did I not see that reporting on Thursday? I guess it's not there. So we'll see how that turns out. And then we got some. Uh, let's see here. Dutch Bros stifle raises rating from about a hold. 40net uh, got a downgrade. Home Depot got an upgrade. Let's look at the upgrades and downgrades right now, right? So let's see. BlackRock got an upgrade. Let's DocuSign got an upgrade. Dollar General got an upgrade. Domino's Pizza, Dutch Brothers. So Ticker Bros. All right, Home Depot, right? Downgrades. Downgrades were Boeing. All right, that's going to hurt Boeing even further. 40net. All right, some cybersecurity there. All right, what else here? And Datadog got initiated coverage at Outperform, but it's still, since 40net got a downgrade, that's going to cause some issues there. All right, that's really all I wanted to cover with news. All right, I'm not sure who's with me this morning. Maybe somebody new, maybe somebody old, maybe nobody, maybe Rosita, maybe Wien's going to come back. I'm not sure. Colby, maybe. Who knows? Who knows who's with me? It might be just me. But that's fine. This is my process every morning, okay? And everybody who joins just comes along for the ride. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to daily charts, okay? And there's not tons and tons to speak of, but we're going to go through it. We'll get through it. And let's see here. All right, so let's look at the daily charts. All right, so we can get rid of this downtrend line here. All right, we have a little bit of an uptrend here, so let's just put that in. Okay, so here's SPY. Now, if you notice here, this is a little bit of an express chart. The whites are previous monthly highs and lows. Orange are previous weeks, right? So what we did last week, what did we do? We closed above the previous week's highs and lows, okay? But we keep getting stuffed at December's highs. All right, now what are we doing pre-market? 474.60. 474.60 brings us to a gap down. Okay, we're gapping down here. So we're below these lows. Okay, so we have to see, right? Because you're going to have the previous week's highs down here, right? Now, once this market starts, this will become last week's lows right here, right there. All right, so you just have to see. There's a lot of indecision right now in this market. Okay, so the Qs. All right, Qs had a nice little pullback. That got bought up. We can get rid of this. All right, maybe even start another new one here, right? So let's see what the Qs are doing, right? So here's last month's highs. Still haven't been able to even touch that like the SPY has, right? Again, closed above the previous week's highs. Okay, but where are we at now? 407.40, 407.40. Let's see here. We are gapping down. Okay, we're below last Friday's lows. Okay, like I said, a lot of indecision in this market, and we'll get into it with the market profile. All right, we'll get into that, why there's this indecision right now. All right, still the easier move is up. Usually is always the easier move is up. Okay, so what we can get in now is just look at the bond market, and like I said, the 10-year yield should rise today. Let's look at that. There we go, we're rising. So 10-year yield now is the 4.02 yield. Okay, that's up 1.82%. Okay, so look, came all the way down, right? Made a swing high, made a swing low, and we're underneath the 200-day moving average still. Okay, so can we break this swing high to move higher? I don't know. If this goes higher, the market is going to put heavy weight on the market. Okay, it's going to put heavy weight. If this turns back and takes out the swing low, market should move higher. Let's look at the dollar. The dollar, I think, will just hit a high. Yeah. So if you look at the dollar here, it's getting ready to hit the 50. It actually had a death cross here, and I'm like a 50 crossing the 200 here. So it actually, look, came up, came down in this range, popping up today. It's going to hit the 200-day and the 50-day moving average right here. Okay, so this is very important too. Higher dollar is not good for equities either. Okay, so you got the higher dollar, you got the yield rising, going to put a little weight on the market. All right, that's going to put some weight. Now, let's get into some structure. All right, we're going to go to the volume profile, market profile. That's my baby for looking at structure. Gives me a quick view here of structure. Okay, and you can just see it when you look at this market. That's what I love about looking at it right here. All you need to look at is right here. That's the rolling 5-week profile. What do you see? You see a bell curve, right? That means we're in balance. Okay. Not only are we in balance for the week, we're in balance for the last month. So I have this rolling profile as well. Right here is the monthly, this orange. Okay, so this area here, 48.15, let's call it, is the most traded price of the last month and the last week. Okay, the most contracts have traded at 48.15. Okay, so the longer we hang out here, the bigger the move is going to be. Picture this as a big coiling spring. All right, it's coiling, 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 coiling. The more it coils, the bigger the move. This way or this way. Okay, so this is a lot of indecision right now in the market. Okay, price is here, 47.96. We're below the most traded price of the week and the month. That is bearish. Below it is bearish. Above it is bullish. That's structure. Okay, that is the structure. Now, a couple things to note here. Can make this probably expand it to make it a little bigger here. Let's see. Move this down a little bit. Maybe you guys can see the letters here. Big, bigger, bigger, bigger. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right. So, I actually combined little Friday session right here. Actually, with this session here. Okay. Just so it makes it easier to see. That little Friday session doesn't, I'm sorry, their little Monday session doesn't really mean much to me. So I merged it. All right. So let's look at structure together. Okay. I mentioned we're in balance. Okay. Price is here. Okay. So where are we at compared to the merge profiles? Okay. We are gapping down. Gapping lower. Okay, so this makes it a little tricky, the way everything looks. Okay. Now, let's look at the session overnight. Okay. It's pretty balanced, right? We're in the middle of the session. That does not give you much to deal with, to go by there. Okay, you really don't have much to go by. Okay. Now, one thing to note as well. Here's where we opened in the overnight. Okay, we opened up here. There has been no long activity. it's 100% net short. However, we're off the bottom. So that provides us not a lot of edge there. Okay? This market's just, there's not a lot of edge right here in this market. Just not. Okay? So what do we have? We have supply zone here, supply zone here, supply zone here, demand here. So what we need to see today is some kind of push down or up in order to see something. Okay? Now, just so I can see, I believe this is Friday. What was that, 112? Yeah, this is Friday. Okay. May 112. Okay. So, the scenarios today. Okay, so just look at this range. Okay, you can see it from the profile. You have that we're dealing with like here, kind of around here. That's the kind of range we're dealing with. Okay. And so it's all about this level here. That told you 45, 48.15. And down here. Okay. This demand zone. You also have monthly VWAP here. Okay. And now a new weekly VWAP has started. And that's here. Okay, when it's red, it means sellers are in control. When it's green, it means buyers are in control. So for the month, buyers are in control. And for this week so far in futures, sellers are in control. Okay? So, I mean, it's really easy right now to see what we have to look for. Okay? I'm not saying I'm loving this setup, but it's a setup. Okay? So, if this market is going to be bullish, what are you going to want to see? Okay? You want to see this move down. It's one of the two things going to happen for me personally. I would like to see a scenario where either we touch the monthly VWAP and bounce off it, and then you're going to probably make a move up to this big level of 48.15. Also, you can test this swing low here and this demand zone. Come up on the monthly VWAP, also can come up here. Okay. Another thing that can happen. Okay. You can come up here. This is not going to be easy with supply zones and this big level, but you would have to take out all this supply, hold, to move higher. I don't like this as a trade. It's not that the scenario is not possible. I don't like it as a trade. Okay, now I have a bearish view here. Okay, you have, like I said, you have the weekly VWAP right here. Okay, so you have that with supply and the big level here, 48.15. So this is really the test for the bulls here. Can you break this supply and this supply and hold and accept over here? If you cannot, okay, if price comes up here and kind of fails and holds, I think we go lower down to here. Okay, the other way is, all right, let's say the market does break this and hold it. Well, then you got to deal with this supply at the top of this balance area here. And then if you get some failure, we're going to roll back. Okay, that's how the market works. All right, I'm not in love at all with these scenarios. They're not like very clean, but that's what I'm going to look for. Okay, that's what I'm going to look for. This market's very indecisive right now. You got a bunch of mixed bags going on here. You got AMD's up 2%. Boeing and Apple down. Apple and Tesla are down 1.5 or 1.39. Right? Then you got Goldman Sachs at 1.43. So this market is a mixed bag this morning. Okay, so let's look at the Nasdaq together. Let's look at the Nasdaq together. Hold on a second. My daughter just got up. My daughter's home from school today because of the snow. All right, so I'm going to show you what I did in the Nasdaq. I'm going to merge these two profiles. Boom, merge them. All right, now let's look at this together. Make sure you guys can see this real nice. All right, so what do we have here? We got a little bounce profile, right, in the Nasdaq. And you can see price, the most agreed price for the Nasdaq is right here, 16950. Okay, so that's what we have in the Nasdaq. All right, this big level is the bear bull line. Okay, but we're in balance. Price is here. Okay, now if you look at, I believe this is Friday's low, it's kind of closing the gap right now. It's filling the gap, so it's just a mess right here. When you're in this area, it's just a choppy mess. All right, so we got a bunch of resistance levels up here in the Nasdaq. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we, like I said, if we can break this level and push up, you're gonna get a nice move. That has to happen, right? Get a lot of knocks on that door. Eventually, that door is gonna break. Okay. And let's look at structure. Same thing. Opening here, no long activity to this much short activity, right? From the open. Okay. Obviously, there's longs from here, but this gets no edge. These sellers have been taken care of already. They took profits. It's not an edge. Okay. We do have weak highs here. That's a potential breakout point. Okay. Now, this is a profile that's balanced as well overnight. So like no edge there. I mean, this is not really setting up that great to be anything off the open. Okay, so, but the same thing is going to apply here. Same kind of structure. Okay, this is the big level, 16950. Just like I said, I believe 4815 is the level in the ES. Okay, so here's the test for the markets. Let's go for the scenarios. I forgot to put the little thing up there for the ES, but let's go over some Nasdaq scenarios. All right, it's the same pretty much. All right, so let's go with the bullish scenario. Right, here's what I said earlier. Okay, in the ES, same thing. This big level here needs to take out the supply in this big level and hold it. So if it comes up, breaks this, it's not going to be easy. Okay, and holds, then you got this supply to deal with. But if it can move and hold and hold and hold, probably get a break. Okay, that is one. All right, to me that's a harder trade. Okay, so what I'd like to see, just like I said before, go down, hit the monthly VWAP, obviously bounce off this to go up, then we test this area, then you can see now it'd be a nice trade, right? Or even come down farther, hit this demand, bounce, and we start making our way back. Maybe we just go to here if we go that low. Okay, that's what I'm seeing there. Now, as far as bearish scenario, we are below this major level. Okay, price is here. Now look, they gave back a lot, the sellers, from this overnight low. So Buyers have to prove themselves. If they can't prove themselves above this level, okay, and when I mean improve, I mean find acceptance. Acceptance just means if you move above this level, you hold it and you stay there, stay there, stay there, building value to move higher. Okay? If they cannot come into this supply, try and start accepting below this level, they could then take out all these buyers from the overnight, and then you could possibly test monthly VWAP and go down. Okay? Another scenario is you do make it out of this, not going to be easy, come back into here, maybe even really quickly break this level and then fall back, and then also either you balance here for the rest of the day or you do break this level and fall a little bit. I am not saying today is very clean because we're in the middle of the model right now with price action. Okay, so remember I said this. This is very important to read this market. A long or a short isn't always there for the greatest trade. So price is right here and around this balance level, the most traded price. Whenever you're around that, you're looking to get chopped up. You need some type of excess to set risk on. Okay? This is just hard to beat. This is not a good place to be. Okay, so right now I'm gonna be super patient. Let something set up. Right? Let Apple and Tesla figure out what they want to do. So that's pretty much it for today. All right. So of course, if you enjoyed the content, subscribe, set an alert. All right. Furthermore, you can also give me a big thumbs up. That would help me out a lot. Give me a like. And you can also follow me at X at Gonzo719. Alright. So we have our plan. The plan is really I'm going to wait, see what develops. And today might not even give a great trade. We're coming off of a holiday. Let things settle in. Okay. And the NASDAQ does have a ton of supply above that. If you push through that, we're going to go higher pretty nicely. Okay, but right now you have 10-year yields higher, VIX is higher, the dollar is higher. That's pretty much going to put some weight, right, on the market. Now let's see what happens. Okay, all right. Everybody have a great day. Stay green, and I'll see everybody tomorrow morning.